Hi everybody, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Synapse School with a Friday update. Beautiful time of year in California. Spring is definitely here now. While the weather is warm, the sun is shining, the sky is blue as blue can be. All right, so let's get to it. Couple of things I want to announce that are on our calendar. It's May, folks, so it's just super busy in every school. At our school, I don't know, it's on overdrive. There's so many events going on. One big one, June 7th. Constructivists, that's our band, right? Our school band, teachers, staff, parents coming together to make music, have a good time, have fun. The showcase is June 7th in the annex over behind Sports House. Get your tickets, show up, get the babysitters, get some help, bring friends. Super fun event. Everybody's welcome. That is coming up June 7th. Next week is Teacher Appreciation Week. We feel appreciated here at Synapse, but teachers always love to know that they are loved by our parents. So parents, next week is a big week for teachers. This weekend, Cinco de Mayo, for those celebrating that holiday, and that's a big one locally right here in North Fair Oaks, but certainly the Bay Area and then beyond as well. That's this weekend. And then BLC is having a research symposium May 9th. That's next week at 4:30 here at the main campus. And that is an opportunity for you in the community, lots of folks from Stanford and beyond to come in and hear about our learning center, the people, our partnership, the research and the impact of that research that is going on here at Synapse, particularly with our middle school kids who are part of that experience. And so I have here basically a little cheat sheet on what's happening in terms of our research. Radhika gave this to me. How impressive it is when I read through this about our research topics, the studies, the journals that they're going into. These studies are going into, right? Scientific publications, and then the work that our middle school research assistants are doing in partnership with Stanford, right? These are 12 and 14-year-olds learning about experimental methods and assisting in university research protocols and projects. It's one of a kind, our Brainwave Learning Center. There's nothing like it in any other K-8 school anywhere on the planet. This is a very unique partnership, one that we're super proud of. It is a shining jewel of many shining jewels here at Synapse, but everybody's welcome to that symposium on May 9th. Starts at 4:30 p.m. Okay, and then the main focus today for me was really a reflection on the middle school expeditions. 5th, 6th, and 7th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade went last week. I went to 7th, to Utah, Bryce Canyon. 8th grade's going to Alaska in a few weeks. And while I was there, I was thinking about what the kids were doing right at our base camp, right, where we were camping and living in tents. It's high desert if you haven't been to Utah. So the sun's out sometimes, and then sometimes it's not. And so it's desert environment. It's kind of tough. And it led me, witnessing what I saw that week, led me to think about a book I read years ago. Many of you might know it, Last Child in the Woods, Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder. And in the introduction, I have it right here, I'll read it to you. This was actually happening, like literally this, when we were in Utah. The author writes, "One evening when my boys were younger, Matthew, then 10, looked at me from across a restaurant table and said, quite seriously, 'Dad, how come it was more fun when you were a kid?' I asked what he meant. 'Well, you're always talking about your woods and tree houses and how you used to ride that horse down near that swamp.' At first, I thought he was irritated with me. I had, in fact, been telling him what it was like to use string and pieces of liver to catch crawdads in a creek, something I'd be hard-pressed to find a child doing these days. Like many parents, I do tend to romanticize my own childhood, and I fear too readily to discount my children's experiences of play and adventure. But my son was serious. He felt he had missed out on something important. Now, our kids weren't catching crawdads, but they were in the woods, so to speak. They were in a desert environment, and they were actually building houses out of wood in the trees. That's what was going on. And they were actually riding horses in a canyon, just not near a swamp. This was actually happening. And I can tell you, as I was in deep observation all week long, I have not seen a group of 11 and 12-year-olds, not quite 10 as Matthew is, a little older. I've not seen a group so enthusiastic and engaged and in concert with their natural surroundings, which were not always easy to be in. That's the other thing to remember too. It is the natural world. And I always knew that experiential education was important. I've done my own versions of it in previous schools. We certainly had these expeditions going for some time now. But I do think it's really important for parents to read books like this, to read another author, Bill McKibben, who talks about nature and its impact. And to understand, as this author writes, this nature deficit, right? Reducing that deficit, healing the broken bond between our youth, our young, and nature is in our self-interest, not only because aesthetics or justice demands it, but also because our mental, physical, and spiritual health depends upon it too. I feel strongly about that. If you're looking at any data regarding young people, teens, adolescents, any of the data around mental health or lack thereof, it should be a wake-up call. We went into the desert, technology was taken away, play was brought in, difficulty was managed, and it was an amazing week, not only for me and the other chaperones, who were just awesome, but most importantly for the kids. Our expeditions are meaningful, they are powerful, and I believe that we're going to reduce the deficit and we're going to help kids navigate their emotional well-being. We've got to put them in places where they can be free to explore and expand their understanding of the natural world. That's why we do it. Kudos to all of our teachers that went off with the 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, and those who are going to be going off with the 8th grade in a couple weeks to Alaska. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the weekend. Come see the Constructivists. Come see the BLC Research Symposium, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.